The First Amendment of the United States Constitution protects a cornerstone of a free society, free speech. Without it, real life would be like a Discord server where the mods can throw down the banhammer on you for arbitrary reasons, like you see across the pond over in the UK. But there are some people here in the US that want those Discord mod privileges in real life, like former Obama Secretary of State John Kerry.
Look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change.
I like how this guy says govern as if that sounds any better than what he's actually pushing for. You see, Your Honor, I didn't rage quit the game and vandalize my apartment building. I simply took an unanticipated leave from the game and tenderized the wall with my keyboard, repeatedly, to let out some frustration. What John here actually wants is authoritarian control over the things you say on social media. And we've already seen it play out when just a little over a month ago, Mark Zuckerberg admitted that the Biden administration pressured Facebook into censoring content. Here he says, in 2021, senior officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain virus content, including humor and satire, and expressed a lot of frustration with our teams when we didn't agree. He then goes on to say, I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. But don't worry, Trump is totally the fascist around these parts. What's really going on here is that it's getting more difficult to control narratives. Elon Musk taking over Twitter was the inflection point that started it all. He was the first to bring back Trump's account after all his accounts were banned in 2021. And soon after, Facebook and Instagram under Meta followed right along. People can get their news from social media as it's happening, so news publications aren't really as important as they used to be. And Emma Tucker, the editor-in-chief from the Wall Street Journal, admitted this way back at the beginning of the year.
If you go back really not that long ago, as I say, we owned the news. We were the gatekeepers, and we very much owned the facts as well. If it said it in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, then that was a fact. Nowadays, people can go to all sorts of different sources for the news, and they're much more questioning about what we're saying. So it's no longer good enough for us just to say, this is what happened, or this is the news. We have to explain our working. So readers expect to understand how we source stories. They want to know how we go about getting stories. We have to sort of lift the bonnet, as it were, and in a way that newspapers aren't used to doing, and explain to people what we're doing. We need to be much more transparent about how we go about collecting the news.
Yeah, you're not getting any sympathy from me. Just more proof that neither the news or the government are your friend. If they feel threatened, they'll make up whatever excuse to bring the banhammer down. I think besides the economy, immigration is the biggest issue that people have in mind for the upcoming election. Like I mentioned earlier, the UK is throwing down the banhammer on their own citizens just because they're not in favor of so many illegal migrants flooding where they live. Here in the US, the Department of Justice is suing Alabama for trying to remove non-citizens from its voting list. Not only that, Kamala Harris wants to fix our broken immigration system and create a pathway for illegal immigrants that have been here for years.
And as president, I will work with Congress to create, at long last, a pathway to citizenship for hardworking immigrants who have been here for years. For years. And deserve to have a system that works. As your president, I will protect our nation's sovereignty, secure our border, and work to fix our broken system of immigration.
So many people that wanted to live in this country have gone through the process to become legal immigrants and citizens. This is why people like John Kerry and our current administration aren't big fans of that pesky First Amendment. Discord mods suck. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. If you're interested in supporting the channel, my Patreon's in the description below. Thank you so much for watching.